Alright, alright. So I am now going to talk about Haas F1 team because they're a team and they're in Formula 1. And I'm talking about Formula 1 right now. Drink some water. So somehow they convinced Roman Grosjean to come over there from factory back Renault, which wasn't obviously factory back Renault at the time, it was Lotus F1 team. And Esteban Gutierrez, because Esteban Gutierrez was picked up by Ferrari after he left Sauber. Maybe he was always a Ferrari junior driver? If anyone knows that, throw that in the comments, let me know. But yeah, he was the reserve driver, test driver for 2015. And since Haas and Ferrari have such a close partnership, they supply engine gearboxes, suspension bits, and ancillary things. Of course, the cooling and wiring looms and brake lines, but maybe even brakes. Honestly, I would have to verify specifically, and I definitely will. I'll let you guys know the specifics of the partnership. What's legal? What's within the framework of legality? But the car looks pretty good. So the team itself makes the carbon tub, and they actually don't even make it themselves. They have Dallara make it, who, if I'm not mistaken, is Italian. Please correct me on that if I am incorrect. I should stop doing that. They make all the body work. They make the tub. They contract out the tub, but they make the body work and aerodynamic bits. And they were legally allowed to use Ferrari's wind tunnel, if I'm not mistaken, for the aero bits. So they have a headquarters in Britain, which I believe is the old Manor joint from the 2014 and previous season. They sold it in an auction, and Haas was like, "Fuck yeah." Gene's my boy. Gene is pretty badass, I have to say. I don't know too much about him because I don't follow IndyCar. I watch IndyCar, but I don't follow it anywhere near like I follow Formula 1. So take it or leave it. And but he bought all the Manor joint and a lot of tools, and I mean, who knows how cheap he got it for. I think you can find out online because it was at a public auction. And so they have a British headquarters. They all for like European stuff, and then they have a headquarters like the Haas Automotive is in South Carolina, near or in the same building as their NASCAR team, and maybe even the IndyCars. Is it all under one roof? Someone put it in the comments. Is it all in one roof? I'll find out, but if you know when you watch this video, put it in the comments. If I haven't updated this video by then. So they have two headquarters, but they're also like almost headquartered partly in Italy. So it's a pretty spread out team. I don't know how many people there are on staff, but so one thing I wanted to quickly go over is the car looks okay. I'm talking about livery wise. It's silver, red, and I think I have a picture of it right here actually. I'll show you on my phone. I can't edit video, it works, right? No one's gonna. That's the McLaren. There's the Haas. It's actually my background right now, but come on, really? Not gonna fit? Boom, that's how it's done. Alright, so you can kind of see the livery there. This is not the best way to do it, but yeah, you got it. But it's a good looking F1 car. It's tidy. It has had almost consistent reliability issues. Today, the 8th day of testing, Roman went off track twice, didn't crash, so that's good, saves money there, and time of course. But the previous 2 days they had a turbo issue. I don't know if the turbo blew or what, who knows. These things are so, the tolerances are just so minute. So, and then on Sunday, or on Tuesday, they had a fuel line issue, and it was somewhere within the engine. So you have to take so much shit off to get to these issues, and that's what takes so long, because they're so damned complex. And Gene Haas was saying that. He's like, I mean, he knew this would be difficult, obviously. That's the whole point of doing it, is testing your ability as a manager, and then of course your team as engineers and whatever else they do. So he knew it'd be difficult, but he's just remarks on the absurd complexity. Absurd. We could have all the marketing potential of Formula One without the complexity. As in, we could still have hybrids and make them monumentally simpler. But that's obviously a topic for another video. This video will be a little longer. I'm American, and it's an American team. So quickly, I wanted to jump over, as opposed to their performance in testing, which was good the first week, I wanted to talk about who should be their sponsors. Because if they do well, they should have some sponsors. And they should have American sponsors, because they're an American team. So companies that most people overseas will even recognize as companies. Totally in the wrong section of my phone, because I just have a little list here. Oh, come on. Okay. So, Haas F1 team. I think a title sponsor, I think Amazon should be their title sponsor. I think that's brilliant. You could do Google. I don't like Google too much as a company. I'm an iPhone guy. Amazon, though. Every market in the world. Totally best marketing. You know, like, it's car channel, so you guys will get it. Top Gear crew, Jezza, Hammond, and May. They are all on Amazon now, so, you know, throw the new show up on the side of the car for a race or two. I mean, come on. Every Formula One fan knows Top Gear. Okay, so Amazon, do this. Someone that works at Amazon sees this, send it to the right person. Brilliant. You give them $10 million a year, it's the best worldwide marketing you could find. Honestly, even if they don't do that well, but they're gonna do pretty well soon enough. Jack Daniels. Yes! Jack Daniels on the side of the car somewhere. I mean, that's just cool. Microsoft, I know they sponsored the Lotus team before. Maybe they're sponsoring Renault? They should be. Should still be around, but they should be sponsoring Haas. I used to work in the sunglass industry. I think Carrera sunglasses aren't necessarily the coolest, but it's a cool brand and totally synonymous with old school Formula One fans. I mean, that's what everyone wore back in the day, was Carrera sunglasses. So I think Carrera as an American company should be on the side of the car. You could do Ray-Ban. Ray-Ban would work, you know, something like that. You need a sunglass brand. Ferrari has Oakley. That could work. I'm a fashion guy, so I know these things, but Shinola watches out of Detroit, the brand is just badass. Come on, Shinola. Just give Haas $4 million and have them sport your watches. Your brand will explode. Put your branding on the side of a Formula One car, you wouldn't be able to keep up. You'd be buying all of the abandoned buildings in Detroit and pumping out badass watches, because you're going to keep production in America. Okay. Shinola watches. They also make other things, though. GoPro, of course, American brand, GoPro. I thought of this one's kind of funny. Uber. Be a renegade, throw some Uber branding on the side of the car. Totally. It's marketing 101. It would make sense for Shell Oil to be on the car because of Ferrari and Shell. But how cool would it be? Just imagine this alternate universe. Okay, lastly, Alpine Stars, and then I'll go on this tangent. Let's just wishful thinking for a while. Let's say Haas F1 does well. They get this operation particularly streamlined and cleans up their act really well. Efficient operation. Get two of those or similar brands as sponsorship, and catch the eye of a certain American manufacturer who's very interested in turbocharging, has loads of engineers across the world in very smart locations, Britain and Germany, and they decide to do a little operation together. Who thinks that if perhaps Formula One power units get proportionally simplified in the next few seasons, that a company like Ford Racing Ford Performance wouldn't be interested in legitimately building a factory effort engine for the American team. So, really quickly to finish up, who knows, maybe a Ford-Haas partnership in the future could come into fruition if the regulations made sense for it to happen. And if Haas does well. Haas has the ability to do well. Haas is a brilliant, winning team owner, so it's just another level. It's another higher level. So one quick thing to go along with that, why not have Chevron be the technology leader in the petrol department? And maybe they couldn't, just because most of this would be based in Europe. It would be Ford of Europe creating this team, but it's so marketable in the US. What average Joe seeing Ford on the side of the car in America isn't going to be like, oh snap, that's a British brand or a European brand? They're like, no, that's in Detroit. Is it Detroit? I think it's not technically. I think Ford's technically not in Detroit, but you know what I mean. So it could be cool. Maybe, who knows? Maybe even Ford of America could build a Formula One engine and put it in that Haas F1 car. But all the luck to him. Gene Haas, you got my backing. Not that you're looking for it, but if you come out with a slick ass flat build joint up in there, I'll buy it. So I'll rock that at the US Grand Prix. I said I'd wear this hat at the US Grand Prix. I will wear a Haas F1 hat if you come up with some dope swag. So maybe with some of these sponsors on it. Some of those sponsors. It's backwards because I'm looking at the camera. I don't know, maybe it's forwards for you. Amazon, Jack Daniels, Microsoft, Carrera, sunglasses, Shinola watches, GoPro, Uber, Shell, Chevron, Alpine Stars, Ford Racing. I'm out. Love y'all. Like it if you like it.